Look, we seriously have to talk about what Michael Olise is doing right now. You think you know elite wingers? You think you've seen it all? What this man is doing for Bayern Munich and the French national team right now isn't just good. It's completely breaking the way defences operate. 24 years old, right foot, left foot, doesn't matter, and the numbers back up every word of it. Everyone is obsessed with the new generation. We constantly hear about Lamine Yamal, and rightfully so, his dribbling and vision are generational. 18 years old, 16 goals, 11 assists in La Liga, almost 5 successful dribbles a game, the most on the entire Barcelona squad. That's a nightmare for any fullback. But put Olise's numbers next to that. 15 goals, a league-high 19 assists in the Bundesliga. Player of the season. While Yamal beats you with raw, unpredictable flair, Olise dismantles you with surgical precision. Every run has a purpose. Every cut inside is already 3 moves ahead. He is playing chess while defenders are playing checkers. But he's not just a winger. His playmaking is starting to look eerily similar to a prime Kevin De Bruyne. Don't believe me? Just ask his manager. Vincent Kompany, who captained De Bruyne at Manchester City, said Olise works with the same attention to detail that made De Bruyne world-class, and that he can become one of the best attacking players ever. When a man who watched De Bruyne become a legend says that about you, you have to pay attention. Start with the basics, because that's where Olise separates himself first. Watch the first touch. It's never just a touch, it's a decision. He kills the ball dead into space that didn't exist a second before, and suddenly the whole picture of the pitch changes. Defenders are taught to show players onto their weaker foot. Olise doesn't have one. So that entire defensive principle just collapses. This is the signature. Wide right, hugging the touchline, full-back thinking he's got him boxed in. Then one drop of the shoulder and he's inside onto that left foot. And now he's got 3 options at once. The shot, the through ball, the switch. 15 Bundesliga goals this season didn't come from luck. They came from repeating this exact movement until defences simply couldn't solve it. This is the part that turns heads into the De Bruyne conversation. It's not just that he sees the pass, it's the weight on it. Too many wingers create a chance and hope the striker adjusts. Olise adjusts the ball to the striker. 19 assists in the league. That number isn't about being in the right place, it's about making the right place easier to score from. And then there's the dead ball work, which honestly deserves its own video. Corners whipped in with just enough curl to beat the near post defender. Free kicks that dip late over the wall. This is a guy who's turned a static moment in a match into one of the most dangerous weapons on the team. Under Kompany, Bayern built a system that lets Olise operate almost as a free agent on that right side, drifting inside, swapping with the striker, dragging centre-backs into positions they don't want to be in. 15 goal involvements in the Champions League alone this season. This isn't one player having a hot streak. This is a tactical framework built to maximise exactly what he does best. Now take all of that and put it on the biggest stage there is. Olise walked into the World Cup off the back of his best club season yet and picked up right where he left off, leading the tournament's assist charts early on. Didier Deschamps called him technically gifted, a player who runs constantly and thinks clearly under pressure. For France, he's not a squad rotation option anymore. He's a starter who changes how the whole attack functions. So when people ask who the best right winger in the world is right now, the conversation can't just start and end with flair and highlight reels. Olise is proving that efficiency, decision-making and consistency win football matches. Goals, assists, trophies, manager comparisons to a Manchester City legend. At some point, the case makes itself. Watch it back. The cut-ins, the curled free kicks, the assists that arrive exactly on the striker's favoured foot. This is what a complete attacking player looks like in 2026. And Michael Olise is just getting started. Let me know in the comments, is Michael Olise the best right winger in the world right now? Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one. Let's rewind for a second because the origin story here matters. 2 years ago, Olise wasn't even a guaranteed Premier League starter. He was grinding it out at Crystal Palace, in and out of the side with hamstring injuries, and when Bayern paid 60 million euros for him in the summer of 2024, plenty of pundits called it a gamble. a 22-year-old with an injury history, stepping into one of the biggest clubs on the planet. Thierry Henry, who'd coached him at the Olympics, wasn't worried at all. He said Olise had incredible qualities and that the football world hadn't seen anything yet. He was right. Olise didn't need time to adjust. He started all 34 Bundesliga matches in his debut season, something almost nobody expected from a new arrival in a title-winning squad, and Bayern lifted the league. That durability, that availability is honestly part of what makes him so dangerous. You can't scheme against a threat that's only on the pitch some of the time, because he's on the pitch every single time. And the trajectory hasn't flattened out, it's gone vertical. This season, no winger in any of Europe's top 5 leagues has been involved in more goals than Olise. Not Yamal, not anyone. Only Kylian Mbappe and his own teammate Harry Kane have more combined goals and assists across all competitions in the whole of Europe. Think about that for a second. A winger outproducing almost every forward on the continent, and he's doing it with performances that swing entire matches. Go back to Bayern's trip to Atalanta in the Champions League. Bayern put 6 goals past them, and Olise scored twice himself, including one from 25 yards that he just decided to hit early because why not? Or the Bundesliga afternoon, Bayern found themselves 2 goals down at home, looking rattled, and Olise personally dragged them back into it. 2 goals, 3 assists in the same match, including a curling finish to put the game to bed completely. That's not a good performance, that's a man deciding the result on his own. And Bayern know exactly what they've got. Reports out of Germany say the club is already working to extend his contract years ahead of schedule, protecting him from the biggest clubs in the world who are already circling. Real Madrid's name keeps coming up. Liverpool have been linked as a long-term Salah replacement. Bayern's answer has been blunt. They're not selling at any price. Even his own teammates can't stop talking about him. Luis Diaz, a serious talent in his own right, said, "Olise destroys defenders in one-on-one situations and that his technical level makes all the difference. When the players lining up next to you are the ones in awe, you know the level is real. And here's the number that should end any debate. Olise has a real shot this season at breaking the Bundesliga's single-season assist record, a record that's currently held by none other than Kevin De Bruyne, the same player his own manager keeps comparing him to. Think about the poetry in that. The kid being compared to a De Bruyne prime might be the one to actually take his record down. From a hamstring-riddled squad player at Selhurst Park to the most productive winger in Europe. Chasing down a De Bruyne record and doing it all before a home World Cup run with France. This isn't a hot streak. This is a player entering his peak in real time, right in front of us. And if the last 2 years are anything to go by, the version of Michael Olise we're watching right now might not even be the finished product. Alright, that's the case. Let me know down in the comments, does Olise deserve to be talked about as the best right winger on the planet? Or is this still Yamal's crown to lose? Drop your pick below. Hit subscribe if you want more of this breakdown series, and I'll catch you in the next one.